I dare you to put
You dare me to what?
to start recording.
I did. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very good.
Is your internet stable?
It is. Yours was not for a second, but I didn't want to address it.
Wow. You got to call me out. Keep me accountable.
No, I respect everyone's journey when it comes to
Let me
fiber optic.
stay with white mediocrity. You got to hold me to a very high standard. I want to be the best I can be. Queer excellence 2020.
Queer excellence, quill excellence.
Queer excellence. That sounds like an antidepressant. Queer excellence.
Side effects include, yes, mama. I never get to do that on stage.
You what?
Never get to do that on stage.
A tongue pop? Oh, I think it'd be funny.
That could be fun.
Y'all.
Ooh, product haul.
Ooh, okay. Jay and I got some toys. Jay's got a new deodorant. Any
new deodorants?
Any armpit fetish fans, buckle up. Get your undies off.
This is Tom's Fresh Sage. Fresh Sage.
Don't you put that in food? You're putting that on your body?
Sage is actually like a anti-odorant, a kind of natural deodorant, antimicrobial. It's used for a lot of things. Anti-spirits, like if you want to smudge and cleanse a space, sage. So
yeah, burning sage.
Apartments, yeah.
And did you become a Louisiana witch doctor?
I put on this headband and put my hair up like Madam C.J. Walker.
It does look good. I was texting my barber. He's closed up shop, and I bought like a gift card and sent him some money to help him. But he's like, please don't cut your own hair. Please don't. Calm down, Zach. But I thought it'd be fun if he like called me and walked me through it.
Will your internet connection be stable enough for him to see what's going on?
I don't know. It started acting up, I guess, yesterday. Maybe too many people are, maybe Spectrum's like throttling something. I don't know.
In Brooklyn, I saw 2 tweets about that, and I don't know.
Oh.
Borough, but maybe they're trying to like stop you guys from getting information.
No, I did see Netflix and Amazon in the UK are like throttling by like 25% to save, because everybody's on the internet now, like all day long, more than ever before. I'm trying to see if, yeah. They're trying to keep us apart, Jay. The internet.
It won't succeed. What happened with yesterday's recording? I never saw it.
Oh, I put it up. I don't think I tagged you.
You should have. I always will retweet.
I know. I feel like when you tag somebody, Twitter's just like, and I have these weird theories about the algorithm that I don't know if they're actually true. But I feel like when you tag someone, they're just waiting for the tagged person to like it or share it. And then they're like, okay, it's done. We don't need to give it to anybody else.
Really?
Yeah. Do you have any weird theories about it? Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't put a link here. Oh, it feels like this like sleeping monster that you're like tiptoeing around.
With Twitter, I just don't know. Some of the rules seem kind of arbitrary in a moment that is a bit germane. So Jabuki Young White got kicked off of Twitter. He had that rant about verification check marks. But then, as a person who still wants one, I was like, yes, I sort of agree with some of the points enumerated in the declaration. But I don't know how to get one at this point.
You ask. There's like an email or something.
But what? Really?
There's like a place you can. I've never been to. I think you should blow up so big that like people are like confused why you don't.
But then I saw Jada Essence Hall doesn't have
Not
one.
isn't? Wow. I think
But Gigi Good is.
well, maybe one goes farther than the other in this season.
Oh, maybe. But I just think as a person who has like a couple of like just the teeny tiniest amount of whatever fame is, I have the essence of that. Not a lot,
The Essence Hall of it.
a little. The Jada Essence Hall of it. Bubble baths and all. Even got my hair done up. Uh just give me that much of a check mark. Just
I don't know. Do you want it? That's a thing that once you have forever. So do
oh, I
you
want.
really want it today?
Yeah.
Then you like text somebody you went to college with that works there.
I didn't go to Princeton, Zachary. I went
I
to
would
Ole
get
Miss.
terrified.
Listen, I went to Ole Miss. All the people I went to college with are either moms who love their kids so much they couldn't bring themselves to go back to work, or I'm kidding, or they work in broadcasting. I don't know.
You can request to verify an account or work in broadcasting. So they're
Yeah.
either a news anchor or PTA president.
Yes, and those are important jobs, Zach. Don't begrudge them that.
I didn't. I was just being specific. Either way, they're reporting on school closings right now, I guess.
Not in Mississippi. Mississippi said they will never be China. The governor of Mississippi wants to kill my grandmamas, both of them.
That is the it was unexpected, but makes a lot of sense that like in our little capitalist world, the conversation's already turned back to like opening up at like we were just settling in and it's immediately like, okay, let's get back to work. It's like, no, this is a month. Let's wait a month.
Minimum. It's like what is there to gain?
It's like stockholder value, I guess. I don't know.
But
It's
nothing's gonna go back to normal today.
right.
And
It
Louisiana has a huge uptick in COVID-19 cases. Louisiana is the next door to Mississippi. Georgia has a huge uptick in COVID-19 cases. Alabama is just, I guess, because they love being 48th, they were like, no, we're going to sit this one out. And Mississippi's like, no, we're going to go back. It makes me so mad.
it's very. Part of me is like, why is it a state's choice? Like, shouldn't this be like federal decisions? Or
And
should
about Mississippi, they love states' rights. Let's.
and when the government doesn't like have your back, I don't know. It's very strange. Luckily, my parents are like taking it seriously. They're in South Carolina. Schools are closed through end of April. But Liberty in Virginia is letting all the kids come back, even though the classes are still going to be online. They're like, kids should be in class or on campus when really they just don't want to refund the room and board. Like these colleges just want to keep your dollars.
The Jesus College, by the way.
Right. I thought money didn't matter. Build up your crowns in heaven. They're just trying to hasten everybody getting to heaven, I guess.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, graduating this semester without getting sick, it would be easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle.
Which apparently isn't like a needle. It was like an old
like a space.
Yeah, like an entrance. It was called a needle. And so a camel would have to get on its knees, which it couldn't. I know my Bible.
Camels can get on their knees.
Say it again.
Camels can get on their knees.
No, they can't. That's why it's hard to get through the eye of a needle.
They can't move on their knees. That's how camels rest, is on their knees.
Oh. Horses sleep standing up.
Okay, there's even toed ungulate.
Oh, you're breaking up a little. And sounds like you're talking about camel toe.
No, I am. It's like so. is like a particular kind of mammal. They're usually it's four-legged mammals, and we categorize them by how many toes they have.
I forgot you're a animal queen.
Yeah, and comic books, and
And
deodorant.
did I show you my new toy that came?
You know.
I got some
Oh,
makeup.
you got your makeup?
I'm gonna fool around with this tonight, I
Ooh,
think. But it might
what Urban Decay?
Urban Decay.
Yeah.
It was $20, which is not a lot, but it has 40 eyeshadows, 17 luscious lip glosses, eyebrow powders. I'm excited.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna
We're gonna
rough it. No, like just raw dog, no tutorials, and see what I can make happen.
do a tutorial. Come on, Zach.
But I was reading, well, I don't want to like inhibit my natural gifts. Like I might have some, I don't want to like click
You
into,
a Zach face that you do.
yeah,
That's like face.
I don't want to be too influenced by queens that have come before because they're already operating some sort of dominant culture mainstream paradigm where we glue the eyebrows back and, you know, contour here. Maybe there's something inside me that needs to come out.
But you're gonna do your eyebrows, right?
No,
So what are you gonna do?
that's glue. Did you know that glue?
Yes, it's a glue stick. They glue them and brush them down, or they just shave them off and never have them.
Eyebrow wax. Okay, this is much smaller than I thought it was gonna be. I feel deceived. Oh, this
No, that's why whenever people do the makeup things, they go like here, they like show it to scale.
oh, I don't know how to open this. Oh,
Oh
this might be bad. I'm gonna break out.
my. uh, dog.
I think I just want to write makeup on my forehead. But we'll see. Is this am I like the 60-year-old who like dyes her hair blue? Is that what this moment in my life is? I'm gonna wear makeup.
No, I don't. You're not 60.
I'm closer to 60 than 0. That's sad.
Wow.
Not
Okay.
sad, but no sad.
Well,
Not sad, but
so
you know, my life is behind me.
and so are the majority of the people whose art you enjoy. So
Oh, they're my age or north.
yeah, I think 30 is a you kind of
What just popped? 30. Yes, mama.
no, I think the minute someone turns 30, then I'll go, oh, okay, I can listen a little bit longer.
Oh, you care what we have to. I agree. I once talked to like a 23-year-old and they loved their job and said the phrase linear TV like too many times. And that's how you know, like, oh, you haven't lived, you actually like care about your entry level marketing, PR, tech job. Like, oh, I have no interest in talking to you.
Or it'll just be like this weird series of like missed opportunities to sort of make a joke, and you kind of always go, you okay, yeah, also what?
Some people never get that.
Oh, I hate whenever I'm never gonna be like, oh, the younger generation is terrible, but I will sometimes say, oh, we just have different points of reference. Okay, that's okay, yeah.
Well, they grew up on their phones and maybe aren't as quick-witted. They know how to go like that really quick, but they can't like have a in-person sassy retort, maybe.
Or, or,
Or
I would argue that the currency and medium of comedy changed fundamentally. when things could be off and weird instead of witty and quick. But that's like the reason why internet comedy is weird. There was a fundamental shift that happened.
Oh, which is usually for the best in terms of like innovating within a medium.
Agreed, but also
Like popsicle humor was a couple decades ago as like the highest form of comedy, right?
no, I don't think I don't what you think the highest?
I mean, right? Who in the 40s was making jokes?
People in the Borscht Belt and in the Chitlin Circuit.
Okay, you're more knowledgeable about that than me, maybe.
No, it's because if vaudeville didn't die, it just kind of like siphoned off. And so people in the performers from the 20s, 30s, and 40s, before TV blew up in the 50s, 60s, and they didn't have any place to go, they just performed live a lot. Like a lot.
Is what you
Ooh.
Ooh? Maybe. Well, everything gets more complex as time passes and audiences get smarter, and to actually like surprise an audience now, things have to be like a little weird or unexpected. Like audiences are smart enough to know they're about to hear a joke, and if they beat you to it, then you're fucked. So being weird is a way, hey, come along, we're gonna go to blah blah blah. You didn't see that coming. You thought I was gonna bring you here, take good care of you. I'm killing the baby.
No, I don't think internet culture is killing the baby. It's like you look at the baby and the baby has an adult face and teeth.
Oh, that is
No,
absolutely.
like
Yeah.
warped, grotesque, but still if you ask them to justify it via response, they can because this generation is better test takers. So they'd be like, oh no, I'm actually talking about circles, the inevitability of growing old, but also the fact that babies are old people and old people are babies. Just
Oh, okay, deep queen.
that's not deep. That's Benjamin Button.
I mean, I would get deep in. Is he the hot one?
You're gross. Benjamin Button? Brad Pitt is an old man that's a baby, but also
I think I get Dorian Gray mixed up with Benjamin Button.
Dorian Gray. He's the one who stayed beautiful. While
That's
his figure decayed. And the more heinous acts he committed, it's wild. The more Oscar Wilde, the more heinous acts he committed, the worse the picture grew, grotesque and older and disgusting. And when someone finally saw it, then
wait. So they equated hideousness with like crimes.
yeah, okay. So
That's
so
great.
yeah, a focus on aesthetically pleasing individuals being morally upright. That was like that was a high Victorian concept.
Right, your physical beauty,
Isn't it
inner
like
beauty and physical beauty.
phrenology?
Phrenology?
Yeah, when you would take the shape of someone's head, you'd be like, oh, this person's gonna be a criminal because their head is shaped this way.
Oh,
It's like rooted in racism too and eugenics, because they'll be like, oh no, that's a different species of person. Oh no, they're genetically predisposed to crime.
I do that where I'll give someone head and I'll know whether they're good or evil based on how they taste. Sweet is good and then salty is not.
Okay.
May I overshare?
About head? Yeah.
I was on keto for a minute and was told my ejaculate tasted like pennies.
Like copper?
Yeah, apparently like that changes your flavors. This was years ago. Can't even remember.
Anything you eat does.
We got the pineapple. We got. I wonder how quarantine's going to impact everyone's semen.
Isn't that a bit of a That's like a wives' tale, the pineapple?
Oh, asparagus is real. Maybe pineapple made up.
Asparagus is pea too, though.
Oh, interesting. That's what head is, right? When someone like
You're
pee.
not gonna have you're not gonna give me the kink shame water sports on this. That's not gonna happen.
Hey, I don't yuck yums.
And I'm black. We don't even swim.
Do you think certain people are better at the quarantine? I don't quite know where I'm going.
Yeah, rich people. Rich people are great at quarantine. Uh, I think upper middle class people are pretty good at quarantine.
But then you got like Sam Smith crying and putting it on Instagram. It's like, okay.
First off, you know what I said to that? I said, "Oh, they are so annoying," because I'm respectful, but I'm also disrespectful. Yeah,
It,
Jesus.
but that's a hard, I mean, the wealthy are doing fine, but I would say to artists that are used to like the adrenaline high of performing for like tens of thousands of people, like I do feel for them right now. Like,
Well, okay, you can say thousands of people for Sam Smith. You can also say if Sam Smith is like, oh, I just feel like I'm letting my fans down. Release a song, sing on Instagram. You will get
right,
the likes that you want to get from the people. It's a little, you know what I mean?
that's fair.
Me
Gaga
saying,
is delaying her album.
I, I Twitter blew up today because of that, and I have a couple of thoughts. I was like, well, I don't even know why you have to announce that you're doing that right now.
Well, she had released like a single from it, so that feels, and she's got a
You released,
tour.
you released it.
I mean, it was released.
It was really
like leaking is the new releasing.
okay.
Tell that
Back
to my whole.
back to water sports. Okay.
I applaud. I mean, it probably makes sense to have delayed it. That's such a pop music is such a like happy celebratory thing, and you want people like at the club dancing to your song. And when we're on like the edge of gory
Cool.
about to come up, that's like in 2 weeks there's gonna be a lot of like dead people, and I don't know if people are gonna want to like, yes, mama, come through, ba, 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 ba.
True. Also, people are dancing to a lot of songs on TikTok though, if she wants to do that.
That's true. Someone tweeted, I think it was Gigi actually, how TikTok normalized lip syncing for straight people. I wouldn't say normalized. I would say like allowed them to appropriate.
I think no, the lip sync battle show on Paramount Network that was hosted by LL Cool J and Haley Baldwin before she married Justin Bieber
Yes.
was straight people lip syncing for their lives, which I think was a desk bit on Corden before it became its own TV show, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am. Uh, or it was someplace else in a limited quantity, and then it became its own TV show. I think that I didn't want to correct her because that's like me. I don't want to make Gigi upset because I like her so much, but that's what.
Don't upset a 21-year-old. They're unhinged.
Well, I mean, Gigi has like all of skinny white boy LA behind her, so. And
Which
I listen. I'm not gonna bite the hand that.
she ain't feed. What is she feeding you?
Yeah, and even feed herself.
I will write it normalized, well, democratized then, because a show on TV versus people creating that in their own homes and doing it is different. Like me watching James Corden and then Spider-Man do Rihanna is
Oh
different
yeah,
to me.
we loved Tom Holland
Real,
doing.
yeah, like straight people, some of you can do drag. I think that's allowed. Was there
I
a straight guy on Drag Race? in the
Dark
UK?
Hey, Scaredy Cat. Scaredy Cat? I think it was Scaredy Cat.
Great.
Girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
But they could be like a queer, non-conforming switch couple. Like, I mean, what does that stuff even mean
Oh, right. Well,
after?
it's fascinating that Drag Race Rue like claims all you have to do is want to be America's next drag superstar, and that there's never been like a cis woman on the show.
Let me.
Where are the drag kings? And is that I'm reading up on reading Stage Struck by Sarah Schulman, where she talks about how lesbians haven't been uh, represented in a lot of art. She's like a lesbian author who hasn't broken through the mainstream because she has like proud lesbian characters, and she's going through and even talking about how Rent was plagiarized from her work People in Trouble, and it took like the lesbian relationship and made them a subplot in order to be accepted by the mainstream. All of which is to say, not that only lesbians would do uh, male drag king drag, but maybe there's some sexism at play that we don't want to watch women dress up as men.
Oh, we talked about that in an earlier episode for sure.
Subscribe, go back and watch. Everything is a very clever reference. This is all, it seems unscripted. This is heavily scripted.
It is heavily scripted in the same way life is.
Oh, okay, predetermined. Okay, Calvin.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
got
what you know,
plan.
Calvinism. Oh my goodness, Zach, you and I. People don't know I'm a big religion nerd too.
Oh, I didn't realize you were either. I thought you just were religious. Well, do you believe in God? As I point at you,
Yeah.
do you?
Ooh, I don't know how to say yes without you being like, what?
I mean,
And I
I
don't know how to say no without you being like, Jay, you lying.
don't care about my reaction. Care about your own truth.
I believe in so many things.
I
I
believe
do.
if I had a six pack, I'd believe in God too.
I don't think a 6-pack of what? Sundays, of course.
Like a union wine.
I don't think there's an old white guy in the sky that hates uncircumcised penises and doesn't want me to eat shrimp.
He's not in the sky. He's in the mansion down the block, bro. There's Sam Smith, and their mansion is the God.
That's the other thing. Like some old Christian things that you're supposed to be happy about in heaven, because it's 2020, you kind of just go, oh, but we have that here. Like it's the idea of you being like milk and honey. Yeah, well, like oat milk and like agave. Pretty good.
We need
It's
to
like,
update.
it's like when they go, oh, God's prepared a room for you. You like, not like a suite, just the room.
And we're like, we got crowns in heaven. Oh, I mean, I like a nice nice ball cap. But I think.
Why is it drafting? What are the rules? Are you wearing the hats inside? Because that's improper in Southern culture.
Also, how many crowns do I need? I'm pretty sure one crown is enough. I don't have that many looks. How many looks do I need to bring to heaven?
I think that knowing the Bible is such a weird, funny part of my upbringing that whenever I have conversations like this, I'm always like, okay, so you grew up. You're like, wait a second, David did what? Why am I learning about this? And he sent who to where? And God was like, still my boy. Like, what? Tell me out. Hold on. No. You don't just get to look at titties.
Should we go work the Bible stand-up circuit?
No, because every now and then we do an undercut of it, especially you, and they get mad. When you acknowledge the details, they go, oh, okay, yeah. And then the minute you go, but that's not the best way to go about it, they go, wait a minute, hold on.
Right.
Hold on.
In my hour, I found a couple times, because people know I'm the son of a pastor, that they really enjoy me.
You know that's not what you're supposed to say.
What am I supposed to say?
Zachary, anytime you can milk that and make it funnier, you're literally the son of a preacher man.
Oh, sorry. Son of a preacher man. The only one who could reach me is myself.
So it's, man, I do like reminding you that you're funny. Damn, I hate it.
That's why we do this. Jay's just being kind to me because I'm on day 2 off my antidepressants. And so,
No. I hate that. Ooh, okay. Here's something that's kind of making me go there.
so what?
Um,
Welcome to the new segment of the show where we talk about things that make Jay go.
Things that make me go. Is we've reached a stage of this where people did content and then people made fun of people doing content, and now people are defending people doing content from the people making fun of the people doing content.
It's post modernism.
But it's only like been 10 days and we're at a stage where someone's like, if someone wants to do comedy online, you better let them do comedy online. And then the second part is like, I don't want to see people do comedy online. And then the third, it's like,
it's from, yes, exactly. But this existed before. It's social media. It's social media because the speed at which you like comment on the thing and then comment on commenting on the thing is so fast, and the cycle, it like is done in 2 days. It's also, the internet allows for no nuance. Like the only things that get shared are here and here. So to actually be like, well, here's a hot take, here's a lukewarm take, these things aren't getting shared. You have to have, this is unrighteous and evil and part of the problem, or like, I support your right to do blah, blah, blah. Like these are the only things getting shared until the centrifugal force like sends us all to nothing net land.
Until we all become Alex Jones and we're just like, you're scum. I'm gonna get you.
I mean, with the social distancing, it was really shocking how fast like self-righteousness started. Like literally news is getting shared every hour about a thing, and then somehow once you know the answer and know the truth, everybody, that's what growing up Christian was always good. You like knew the ultimate answers to everything and you were right. And my parents now are still Christian and like Trump supporters. They get to be right about everything. Like that's a toxic idea.
Except every now and then what happens with Christianity is like there's like a firebrand and there's someone who goes, whoa. Now, maybe I'm crazy, but what if Jesus was saying we should help poor people? And everyone's like, what? Time out. No, I thought this was a prosperity ministry. And it's like, I know, I thought it too, but I looked at it one more time and it turns out he ain't gonna be happy with this. We gotta, it's like a weird, because it was that, and now it's like this crazy, like Christianity from a monetary standpoint is still like in the 80s and 90s where people are like, we gotta make as much money as possible. And you're like, wait, what? That's not...
Well, prosperity gospel's like 20s and 30s, I think, right? Like acres of diamonds, or maybe later. Maybe that's 40s.
The crazy, but prosperity ministry now is like, you got to help me buy a plane.
Oh yeah.
So I can go.
Osteen or Trump's like pastor lady.
Oh, the Patricia, whatever her name is.
Still insecure to this.
I don't trust her. I don't trust her. Ooh, it makes me so upset.
I don't trust anybody with money because you did something.
I trust people with money to a certain extent. Does that make sense? The first time that you start telling poorer people they have to give you money, instead of you telling, like, instead of when it's coming from like someone, if you're going, hey, producers, I need just a little bit more money for backing on this thing. And it's like, okay, great. But the minute you like look down and go, hey, you, it's the difference between like, please and like, give me this money. Does that make sense?
Wait, you looking up was fascinating because it's like you were praying to God, like, producers, please give me.
God is the ultimate producer.
But at the end of the day, like, okay, hopefully I can get out what I want to say. When you are looking up to a producer and asking for money, you have to change your truth in a way that appeals to them so that they will greenlight it, as opposed to asking for a smaller amount of money from a large grassroots group of audience members who might like build you up and be more open to hearing your actual truth. So this is making it less asking poor people for money and more asking for like smaller. It's like Bernie versus Biden, maybe.
Are you telling me Bernie is a prosperity minister?
Wait, maybe, but not prosperity in that you need more than you. Everyone, I think, deserves some level of this, right? Is that prosperity? I don't know. Is prosperity here?
I don't know.
Let's write an essay on this. So you believe in God?
People gotta love this. Yeah, it's like a secret. Don't tell anyone.
Did you stop at a certain point ever? Or you are a smart man. I assume you've like analyzed and interrogated your own beliefs. You probably don't believe what you believe at 10 and 12 today.
Oh, no.
But you never considered abandoning?
Ooh, a little bit. But then sometimes I go, do I? I guess I do.
Are you part of a community?
No, not like here. I don't even really, I don't know. This is a subject for me that like I don't necessarily always know how to articulate.
That's worth saying something about because you are never at a loss for words. So we found we found the code.
Oh, you can ask me, I mean, stuff like that. And we've discussed this in other settings where it's like there are certain things where I'm like, I'm still figuring this out. I'm still figuring out my dad's death.
Right. Are you figuring out? Well, here's a question. Are you figuring out in terms of like for your own life or for material on stage? Or are they the same thing? Like once you understand how you believe it, it's material for the stage?
I could definitely make it funny now, but it's also, I kind of want it to have more weight than just being like, oh, here you go, I'm done. Because, it's words and pattern recognition and surprise and the ability to kind of manipulate an audience. That's all a joke is. But to have something be a bit more important would be nice in regard to that. So,
The role that those things can play in your art can vary too. It might be in an interview you give about something, or it might be like an essay you write one day when something in pop culture makes sense or feels like what you wrote about Southern Mama with JFL 2 years.
Oh yeah. Well,
like,
I was the reason I even wrote that.
Say again.
The reason I even wrote that is because I was so pissed.
Right, but you didn't write stand up about it.
Oh no, I didn't.
An essay about it, which I guess. Yeah, when did you make a conscious choice there? You were like, I want to write this essay because XYZ.
Yeah, because I didn't want to make jokes about it because I didn't want to waste my stage time about that. you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Oh, totally.
Like you ain't gonna fucking make my audience tired of listening to me tell you why what you did was hypocritical and also weird.
And there's more room in an essay for some of the points you were making, like the historical context of a thing. And it was more like an academic piece than a stand-up set.
That's also like how I grew up. Also, people can write essays and be funny. One comic said that people who don't write essays, people who write essays can be funny. And I was like, well, I mean, some people can be funny. I can be funny.
You are more, I think about this too, because sometimes my instincts aren't comedic, and especially with like 16 years of writing.
You said that the other day. You're like, no, I want to antagonize them. I want to make the audience upset.
Right. Like, let me serve them some. And when I was working with the director last year, a note he kept making was like, you're not writing a novel. Because sometimes some of the language I used wasn't like hyper accessible. But then I see something like Jacqueline Novak's like Get on Your Knees, which was a more like literary stand-up experience.
But she's a poet.
Yeah.
So that's why that was that.
Right.
Does that make sense?
But maybe I'm a poet, Jay.
And you just haven't realized. Yeah.
We did it.
People are gonna be so mad that I'm friends with you.
Who?
All my comic friends that were like, Jay, we gotta be closer. And I was like, yeah, but I'm gonna be nice to this dude from Chicago. He going through a lot.
That's how I'm known? A guy from Chicago going through a lot?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Zach, don't you want me to be honest with the people?
I'm a Virginian who just
Since when?
I did 18 years in Virginia.
Oh, okay. My condolences.
Chicago doesn't claim me.
Oh, so you say you're Virginia?
That's what's a little tricky. Like,
I'm Mississippi and Alabama, and then New York, which is very easy for people to realize. They go, "Oh, I didn't." Oh, really? And I go, "Yeah, I'm going to talk about it when I go on stage." But yes, I'm from Mississippi.
I'm Virginia, Chicago, New York.
What was New Jersey though?
That it doesn't perfectly fit in the narrative that well.
What did it feel like?
It felt like it was very much college. It was very much like 18 years of parents' beliefs and then 4 years of drinking and reading and like trying on different outfits. Today I was writing about like my sexual autobiography, and college was like the beginning of kind of figuring out. And then it took Chicago to like kind of feel out and proud. And there's all these like, I don't know, I'm still noodling on it because I think I even have asexual tendencies, and a lot of our labels don't make room for the like breadth of the sexual experience. There's no
the girth.
Say again.
Girth, you mean?
The dearth.
The girth of the sexual. The girth.
But
not girth in your case, though.
A big thing for me is that sexuality can change over time, and so much of our labeling system and social stigmas around certain identities don't allow for that. Like, was I straight? Have I always been queer, gay, pan? Was I actually like straight for 18 years? How can I like have a healthy label that acknowledges like the women I've been with that I loved, and the men who I've been with, and the trans people I've hooked up with? Like, it feels like we don't actually have, language isn't doing us any favors today.
I like being bisexual and using that term, and using bisexuality and queer and gay as shorthand, because it upsets people.
Also, there's little J and antagonizing.
Yeah, whenever I retweet some titties and people are like, what? Okay, why is your Twitter so chaotic? And I go, because.
Yes. Oh, wait, I like that.
So why not?
Titties are just the butts of the chest. Exhibit A.
Yeah, who don't, I get very upset because what America did to all of us when the continental Europe was getting cool with titties, they made us hide them even more. So that's why Americans are so obsessed with them, because you literally keep telling us we should be able to see them, and then we never get to see them. And so if you keep playing this game, people are gonna fetishize and obsess over the thing you told them they never can see. When like people in France and Spain and the Mediterranean get to see titties all the time, and then they start to go, oh, there's a heart and a brain behind those titties. I can get to know and love that.
So I was reflecting on this today, and there's something fascinating for a lot of us who were breastfed. Our earliest like subconscious memories of breasts are related to nourishment, and then to have like it associated with shame and sin. Just the cis female nipple, like that's what gets censored. The big Girls Gone Wild censored bar like makes you, something magical happens like right here, like yes, nourishment, like, but you make it into this object. And for me, like, right, there's an objectification that I don't love. Like I do still have like a fetishization of breasts, and it's not, and I have to like interrogate it because it's not, it takes that as an object away from the person, which is maybe okay in fantasy, but you don't want fantasy to like affect reality the same way like watching video games might make you more prone to violence. You don't want like the porn you watch to affect how you like are making love to people, or having a sexual encounter that's like vulnerable and real, and I see you as a human and not just like an object for my pleasure.
Exactly. And that's enough queer cis men don't talk about that, I guess. Maybe they do.
It's like a lot of hookup culture isn't sometimes about meeting someone and having like an encounter. It's about like me using your sexual equipment as tools for my masturbation.
Ooh, okay. Well, Zach, that gets into the orgasm gap, and as the person who isn't a woman, I don't get to lead that discussion.
The orgasm gap?
Yeah.
Oh, like both partners being pleased.
Yeah, which is primarily rooted in freaking heteronormative hookup culture, but also we gotta talk. Yeah, someone needs to be coming. But that, yeah, ladies should be like spearheading that movement, because it's sad. You look at the statistics and you'd be like, wait, what?
All the women watching our program, comment below.
Ain't nobody. I mean, maybe they will. You know what? Maybe people will. Maybe it'll be a third grade teacher who don't got nothing to do right now.
The women who will look at this will be in like 2 years when Jay gets some like huge opportunity and someone's trying to like go through his past. That's who will go through these and be like, well, Jay once said there was an orgasm gap or something.
But it's true. But that's me being a good feminist.
Oh. A good feminist is just a bad feminist yesterday.
Is this a t-shirt? Was that your sign at the Women's March?
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh. Ugh, gross.
Got late. Any closing? Ooh, a new follower.
Yeah, look at that. Getting those followers.
Who are you? Okay. You LA based? All right.
Zach, what if you have, okay, this is a tip I'll tell everyone. When you're making a gumbo, use canola oil and flour. Don't use butter. Canola oil has a higher smoke point when you are making your roux. Your roux is going to be the base thickening agent for the gumbo. Use canola oil and use flour. If you use whole wheat flour, continue to stir. It is gonna turn brown faster than like bleached flour, but just like, I'd say like stir your roux for close to 20 minutes with a whisk in a Dutch oven or whatever vehicle you're using to cook it in, but Dutch oven preferably.
And my tip for everyone is if you're achieving mainstream success, it's because you've sacrificed any actual individuality to appeal to the dominant culture and its myths of supremacy systems that exist, rather than speaking your gnarly truth that's not yet commodifiable. So enjoy that success.
But also watch my clips on Comedy Central and the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. They're online on YouTube, like this is.
You did Fallon. We get it. You did Fallon.
I did the
Fallon. You did the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, Zach, you understand that that's Tonight Show erasure that you're committing right now?
Yes. I'm pretty sure the quarantine has caused some Tonight Show erasure.
All right. Well, this is Jay for NBC Universal Comcast.
And this is Zach for Pop TV.
Whoa, okay, maybe.